SandSmart technology is on our drum sanders. It does a couple of different functions for the machine and performance. First function is it takes your AC power supply, chops it up, dissects it, and rebuilds it as a DC power supply for your conveyor motor and varies the output voltage to get your variable speed on your conveyor assembly. Second, it takes that same AC power supply, diverts the rest of it to your AC motor that powers your drum. It monitors the amp draw of that drum assembly motor, and as that motor climbs in amp draw because of the depth of cut and the grit of paper on the drum, if that motor comes to the point of potentially stalling, it's going to slow down the conveyor motor until you pass that high or dense spot in the material, or you pass the entire board that you're set entirely too deep on. That being said, the selection of paper and function of the grits from 24, 36 all the way up through 220 is going to dictate how much you can remove in a single pass. For example, an 80 grit abrasive, you're looking at about 10,000 stock removal in a single pass. 220 grit paper, you're looking at 2, maybe 3,000 stock removal in a single pass. 80 and 100 grit abrasives are going to be your final or last of the dimensioning grits. Your scratch pattern and depth of cut on your 80 grit and 100 grit paper will take care of a little bit of planar ripple, a little bit of chatter, a knife mark, or a nick in the blade for left by your planer, and give you a nice smooth sanded surface. Any finer than a 100 grit abrasive, you're getting into the sanding abrasives. You're not in the dimensioning abrasives any longer. For your 120 grit through 220 grit, your SandSmart light should not engage and slow down your conveyor assembly for best performance. Going from your 80 grit to a 100 grit to a 120 grit through a 150, 180, and 220 will give you the best performance of your abrasives. But jumping over more than one grit size is going to be counterproductive on that higher grit.